Do you believe in ghosts? I know you will say something like, friends, relax. Ghosts are no more. All ghosts died in 1800. This is the age of science. But I believe in ghosts. But this ghost is not like the ghost depicted in drama films. This ghost is familiar to all of us. All of these ghosts can be found in the night sky. You will notice that almost everything around you is a ghost. But how is that? Consider this ghost situation from a different perspective. Have you ever considered the possibility that everything you experience in the present is actually some form of the past? It may sound like a bizarre and perplexing thought, but some scientists believe it could be true. In this video, we are looking at the scientific evidence that supports the theory that we are living in the past or seeing some kind of ghost. To better grasp this concept, we must first analyze how humans experience time. We usually think of the time as a linear sequence of events that progresses from the past to the present and into the future. However, from a scientific perspective, time is more complicated than that. This means that time might be perceived differently depending on where you are and how quickly you are moving. One of the main arguments for the idea that we are living in the past comes from the concept of light travel time. Light travels at the finite speed and requires time to reach its destination. When we look at the objects around us, we view them in the past rather than the present. For example, numerous stars can be seen anywhere you look at the night sky. Each of these stars signifies a past or ghost. For example, the distance of Proxima Centauri is 4.24 light years, so it takes 4 years and 3 months for light from Proxima Centauri to reach Earth. So the state we see of Proxima Centauri right now is 4 years and 3 months ago. The states of the moon we see from the Earth is basically 1.3 seconds ago. Similarly, it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the light to reach the Earth from the Sun, which means that the current state of the Sun is actually 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Here is an interesting thing. For example, imagine there are aliens on a planet 65 million light years away from Earth, and they are very technologically advanced. Now, if those aliens somehow invent a very powerful telescope and look at the Earth, they will see the state of the Earth 65 million years ago. That is, aliens will see dinosaurs roaming the Earth. So they will see a kind of a ghost. These things may seem strange, but they are true. Neptune's distance from Earth is 4 light hours. If individuals can travel to Neptune, they will be able to view what happened on Earth 4 hours ago. That is, everything we perceive is in the past. It is never possible for us to see an event happening in the present. The extent to which we can see what is happening now depends on how far away the event is. We still see many stars in the sky that have already been destroyed by supernova explosions. Because we see them in a normal state, because the light from their explosions has not yet reached our Earth. When the light from the explosions reaches our Earth, we'll know that the star has gone supernova. For example, think this star is located 100 light years away from Earth. Now if this star is destroyed right now, we'll see the destruction of this system after 100 years. So this means that this star is a kind of ghost for us, because the star doesn't really exist, but we can see it. The moment you watch this video, you will feel the sensation of seeing only after the light from the device's screen hits your eyes. Now, it will take some time for the light from the device's screen to reach your eyes. Although that time is very little, it will definitely take time, and you will watch the video just as long in the past as the light takes to reach your eyes. That is, when the video will actually end, you will still think that the video is running or not finished. That means we'll see the past as far as the light reaches our eyes. That is why the telescope is called a time machine, because through the telescope we can see the past. In 2006, the Hubble telescope captured an image of the most distant galaxy in our visual universe, GN Z11. 13.4 billion years ago, we saw light from this GN Z11. That is, this GN Z11 galaxy is what the universe was like just 400 billion years after the Big Bang. The interesting thing is that if we look further back than the light from GN Z11, we find no stars, only very hot gas. The radiation from these hot gases is called the cosmic microwave background, abbreviated as CMB. And this CMB is the last frontier of our view of the universe. We cannot see what was before, because the light of time later than this does not reach us. That is, when we look into deep space, we see the past of the universe. Now, if advanced life like ours were to arise on a planet located in the GN11 galaxy and they looked at us through a telescope, they would see us 13.4 billion years before our current stage, although the Milky Way galaxy was not formed so long ago. So that means when they look at us, they will see nothing. It will seem to them that we have nothing in this space. Even if we are to assume that the Milky Way galaxy existed then, it would seem to them that we are at the very end of the universe. Regardless of where we observe the universe from, it appears to be the center of the universe. With your movement, the visible universe will also move. When you change your location, the visible universe changes for you. That is, every place has a definite limit to the visible universe. It may sound a bit uncomfortable, but it is a wonderful truth. However, since it takes time for light from an object to reach our eyes, we can see past that object. Even after light enters our eyes from an object, brain needs some time to produce the feeling of seeing that object. Any information takes 80 milliseconds to make sense in our brains. Even if something happens very close to your eyes, you will be 80 milliseconds behind that event. That is, you will understand it after 80 milliseconds. So it can be said that we can never catch the present. Now let's say something different. You must have seen the sunset in the evening. It is a very beautiful sight. But did you know that the sun is not actually in the same position or direction as we see the sun at sunset? Light from the sun is bent by our Earth's atmosphere, so we only see a reflection of the sun at sunset. Again, when the light from a distant star passes through the sun to the Earth, the light from the star is bent due to the mass of the sun. As a result, we see them in a different position than we see in the real position. Let's take a simple example to understand the point of not looking at the actual position. When we see the position of the fish in clear water, it is not the actual position of the fish. This is because when light passes from one medium to another, the direction of the light changes. And therefore, the position we see of the fish in the water is not the actual position of the fish. Another example of not seeing an object in its true position is gravitational lensing. When light from one galaxy crosses another galaxy, the light is bent by the galaxy's mass, much like light bends in a convex lens. As a result, the fact that we see the galaxy in front, i.e. not in its actual position, is called gravitational lensing. One thing we can understand from this gravitational lensing, or looking past everything, is that our universe is very strange. What we see with the naked eye is not always true. Wherever we see an object, the object may not be there. So it is not possible or should not come to a conclusion based on eyesight alone. The truth is often more complex than what appears at first glance. When looking at a particular star, that star may not be there. And the star that you see shining may not exist because it died a long time ago. Now you are seeing alive someone who has already died. So it can be called a ghost in a sense. Why we use Tesla's current today? Why use AC instead of DC at home? And what is Tesla's theory of 369? You can watch out this video to know these things.